I bet you thought it would end after part 2, but now we have a part 3 to the chess game. White plays e4, black responds e5. However, after that, d4. Black responds with h6. Now, white develops the knight to f3. Are they going for a king's Indian or something else? Black decides to ruin the king's Indian by taking d4. Knight revenges d4. Knight d4. What does black play here? What does black play? Black plays h5. A weird move or a secretly genius move. Black brings the rook out extremely early. Meanwhile, their bishop fianchettos to g3, attacking the pawn. A genius move or a blunder of some sort. And now, black plays d5. White will take the pawn here, but black will bring the queen out extremely early, placing an attack on that knight, not the bishop. That's the knight. And now the knight drops back to defend his brother. Queen retreats back to the starting square. The white moves the knight here. Meanwhile, black moves the rook here. Oh no, it's a miss. The pawn could have easily taken the knight there. But now white cannot play the attack that they wanted, seeing as the knight is now blocking the bishop. A true mistake. Well, black will take the knight, attacking the queen there. But now white will take their rook. A blunder of some sort. The pawn easily takes the bishop there. Sad. White sees the attack on their queen and decides to castle. Smart move there. For some reason, the queen decides to go Wakanda forever, taking herself or sacrificing herself for another queen. Queen trade. It's black's turn to move. What does he do? Moves here. Black decides to bring the bishop out. Smart move, I guess. Never mind. It is not a smart move, because now the bishop takes that bishop, and there are no other pieces to revenge that piece's death. A blunder, truly. Now, black develops his knight. A smart move, I guess. But now that white has already taken the bishop, it's still bloodthirsty. Takes the knight, sacrificing himself to a pawn. Is this a blunder or is this a sacrifice needed to be made? Shall we see the rest of the game? Welcome to the middle game of our chess game, where now the game will get more and more intense. Well, now after that, knight develops himself to d4, attacking that pawn there, but it's defended by the bishop, so he won't take the risk. Instead, he might go somewhere else. King orders the a pawn to a5. A smart move or a dumb move? Shall we see? The rook moves forward, and if anything, it's trying to do something. You'll see later what they're trying to do. Black moves to h3. No, h4. That's h4. Shall we see what's going on now? Now, rook moves here, creating a battery. They're trying to checkmate the black king pretty fast. Oh no, this isn't looking good, Black King says. Now, The king orders his pawn to take the take on g3, but now he sacks himself to the Lego pawn. Not very good. Now black moves this pawn here to f5. Now the knight moves out of the way and sacrifices himself. But now pawn takes back. But oh no, with the battery, it's a discovered attack on the bishop. It was a blunder after all. Rook takes on d7. King is basically forced to move away or bring the knight in to attack. And that's what he does. Now white decides to speed the game up. Moves pawn to c4. Knight moves in and stops that pawn. And now the king has had enough of it. Steps up. Welcome to the endgame, where things have gotten extremely intense. The knight grows tired and moves here. But it was a mistake, because now rook takes the knight. Black sets up a rook-rook trade. And now white accepts because they're up in material. So why not accept rook trades? d8 check. King takes. Getting rid of the check. It's now white's turn to move. Lego pawn to g4. Black pawn takes here. But now king steps in and get ready to take. They decide they want to move there. It was a possible mistake because now king takes on g4, revenging the white pawn. Black decides to take that pawn there. They're in trouble, white's thinking. So white decides to start pushing pawns and wants to stay with that pawn in hopes of an under promotion to bring his queen back. Black also decides to start pushing pawns. White pushes that pawn there. The king is stepping up to try and stop that pawn. King moves forward. Pawn push. Pawn takes here on c3. Another push of a pawn. They rather get locked off there. Pushed another pawn. King steps in. The other king steps in. And the king is forced to move away. Pawn f7 check. King moves away. And now an under promotion to a queen. And now f8 check. King moves away from the check. And now pawn moves. Both pawns are eventually going to be locked off. And the king moves in. But now both pawns have been locked off. Check. Under promotion to a rook. It's checkmate.